Midwestern Movie Reviewer here with another movie review. I recently saw Bikeriders in theaters. I have been looking forward to this movie for a while, ever since I saw the trailer. It looked amazing and it did not disappoint. I love Tom Hardy, first of all, and to know that he was going to be in another movie with a great role, I was so excited. And like I said, it did not disappoint. This movie I was interested to see was based on a true story somewhat. Is based on a book. It takes place with a photographer interviewing one of the wives of the biker gang and kind of seeing how it started and then what happened to them through time.
Kathy, why don't you talk to me about when you first met the guys?
From the beginning?
I generally don't like a movie that shows someone narrating. That gets on my nerves. I don't know why. But I like the way they used interviews with this woman to tell this story. She has a very interesting quality. She's played by Jodie Comer. And you would know her from a lot of different things. She was in Free Guy. She was in The Last Night or something like that. And she was also in Killing Eve. So she's been in a lot of things and she's a great actress. She was amazing in this. I loved the way that she did the character. She had an interesting accent and was fantastic. Loved her. Probably my favorite character in this movie, though, was Austin Butler. I was really captivated with him as a creepy character in Dune. Loved that character, even though he was so weird and seemed somewhat sociopathic. That charm still came through, and like you couldn't stop looking at him in this role. Well, in this, he's more of a James Dean angsty type character, and he's so good looking. He was great. He was awesome. And his chemistry with Jodie Comer was palpable. You could feel it. And one thing I loved about this movie was how they depicted this. It seems almost like a love triangle, although Austin Butler and Tom Hardy have a platonic relationship. But this is how I liken it. You know how you'll be dating somebody or you'll be married to somebody, and their best friend is someone who maybe there's a little jealousy between you and them because they want to spend time with your partner, you want to spend time with them, and you and that person may not be friends at all, you and their friend. That was a little bit of the dynamic in this movie. Jodie Comer and Tom Hardy were fighting over Austin Butler. So you were trying to see which side would win out. Would it be Tom Hardy in the biker club, or would it be his love and attraction for Jodie Comer? I love the way it was portrayed. The friendship between him and Tom Hardy was very believable, and the chemistry with him and Jodie. So just for that, it's great to see. But there's so many additional characters in this movie. There's a brief part by Norman Reedus, who I love from Walking Dead. He portrays a grungy looking biker so believably because he constantly is on a bike, but they really grunged him out, gave him some disgusting teeth. There's actually a few characters in this that had really gross teeth. So I'm like, what was the deal with bikers and what, not brushing their teeth? Can you imagine that breath? Oof. Anyways, that was great. The character played by Michael Shannon was fantastic. You know, he has actually, the director of this movie, Jeff Nichols, has done a lot of movies with Michael Shannon. So that was interesting for me to see. He directed Loving. He directed Mud that had, what is his name? All right, all right, all right. I can't remember. But anyways, he directed Mud. And those are real deep, heavy dramas. And so he does great with this. Have you seen The Outsiders? Somewhat, it's not really a biker gang, but it is a gang type movie from the 60s or 50s. And it has this like full tension in it. This movie gives me that. It was giving me Outsiders and a lot of that period piece drama and tension. But because it had like a level of violence and language, it had that edge to it that some of those movies don't have. Very, very well done. Interesting. Keeps you going. It's not exactly what you see in the trailer. The way they portrayed the trailer is a little bit deceptive, I would say. Those scenes happen. They just placed them together in a way that didn't happen in the actual movie, is why I say it's deceptive. I'd have to say, if you like that kind of movie, you would really love this movie. There was also a character, like the character that was interviewing Jodie Comer's character was played by Mike Feist, and he was in Challengers recently, and I enjoyed his character in that. Completely different character in this, so he is a great actor. I'm finding out. Enjoyed his part in this movie. One thing I enjoyed was seeing how Tom Hardy had watched a movie of Marlon Brando as some bike rider, and that's how he got the idea to start this biker gang. So that made me wonder if that's how it really happened in real life, because he did seem to be playing a Marlon Brando type character. That the way he would talk and carry himself was really interesting. Just to see how biker gangs developed and how it ended up spreading across the United States, and how some of these gangs combined and made other chapters, and at first weren't antagonistic of one another. They were kind of all part of one big giant club. It was really interesting. One thing, it made me kind of nostalgic because I used to date a guy who had a motorcycle. And one time we were riding and it was like dusk, as the sun's about to go down, and just the sensations that you get, there's an excitement and a danger of being on a motorcycle. And, that's kind of the pull of why people wanted to be in a biker gang, is because there is so much excitement constantly, and you're living wild and free. You're enjoying nature, because as you're riding on a motorcycle, you feel all the sensations. You feel the temperature of the air as you pass certain areas where there's trees. You feel that coolness. You smell different smells. You smell food. You smell trees, grass, all of this stuff. Like, all of your sensations are activated when you're on a motorcycle. And there's always that sense of a little bit of fear, because it's a dangerous thing. You're riding without doors and without a seatbelt or anything. So I'm on the back of this motorcycle, enjoying the wind, feeling the hum of the motorcycle. And it's a long ride, like an hour, probably 20, 30 minutes in. The hum of the motorcycle starts to lull me to sleep. And I start to let go of my boyfriend's waist and caught myself and was like, oh my God, I nearly let go, and I would have gone sailing in the air for a small period and then would have kissed the pavement in a bad way. The adrenaline was really going. I was fully awake and was not going to, do that again. But just that push and pull of being lulled in, plus the excitement of the danger, is an interesting dynamic with motorcycles. All of the different aspects of being in a biker club. If you're a single guy going around, you may feel vulnerable. But if you're in a biker club with all these other tough guys, there's a sense of safety, camaraderie, family, all these different things belonging to this group. So that's depicted well. You see the loyalty. You see how you can be reckless and free. If you're part of this group, you're safe to do crazy actions. So I love that. It was very, very well depicted. I would say, if you are a fan of any of these actors, there's so many actors. I didn't even name half of them. There's so many great actors in this film. If you've seen the trailer and there's some of your favorite actors in this, go see this, because it is excellent. Very well done. Very enjoyable. About 2 hours long. It is rated R. There's violence, but it's so well done. Midwestern Movie Reviewer says, go see The Bikeriders in theaters now. Midwestern Movie Reviewer out.